Hey guys, so it's it's still difficult to talk about, but I think it's a good thing to talk about and like kind of touch on. Um over over this past weekend, started Friday, continued all through the weekend and like Monday and Tuesday and stuff like that. But like so I guess 5 days. But for like the past 5 days, um started on the weekend being very difficult. There was a lot that happened negatively in my life, and it really got me down, and it really put me in like a really dark place. So um I usually don't have much problem getting myself out of a dark place, just because I have various like coping mechanisms and like steps to take for that. And unfortunately, between the amount of stress, everything happening in like such a quick succession, it just hit me all at once, and I had no time and no energy to deal with it, and I shut down. I mentally shut down. I emotionally shut down. I kept it going for like my job, but other than that, I couldn't really do much else. So what did I do about it? Well, um, I just kept trying to go to work until I knew that I had days off, and try and take it from there, and hope and kind of hoped it wouldn't get worse. And each day it kept getting worse, and it kept getting harder and harder and harder, until obviously it ended up hitting a boiling point, and I ended up like doing some really stupid stuff to myself, and I'm unfortunately very unhappy about that. But unfortunately, that is how life is for anyone with excessive anxiety, and it's never the answer, and you never feel good about doing it. I can say that I'm very disappointed for doing it, and I'm very upset at myself for doing it. Um, and it even then, obviously, it didn't do anything really. It didn't really make the situation better. I just did it impulsively, and due to some things that ended up happening that really triggered some bad memories from the past, that brought on those thoughts and made them so prevalent in my mind. And those triggers are gone now. The source of those triggers are gone now, so I won't be doing that anymore. um Unfortunately, again, I still ended up doing it, and I'm very disappointed in myself for doing that. As far as emotionally, after that too, I was still bad. I was very bad. I'm still, um, I'm still not all the way there. Not back to what I used to be. Um, you'll definitely notice it in the next few videos, as I am working on like personal recovery and mental health recovery. I will be trying, but it's also going to be trying based on like the energy and everything that I have. I'm going to try to do a couple segments today and everything like that, and get those all recorded. So if there is a day where I don't have the energy, then yeah, I can do that for you guys. I'm super self-conscious about my makeup because I didn't have the energy to do it as much as I normally do, um, unfortunately. So yeah, there's that. But um, I did take positive steps. I now have joined a I went back to an old game that I used to play way back in the day. I went back to an old game. It's an online game. It's an MMO. And what's good about MMOs, especially if you are in one that constantly has like updates and everything like that, is the world constantly changes around you, and it's really easy to explore new stuff and not be reminded of old things. So my problem with me, if I ever try to play video games when I am in a really bad spot, if I go back to that game when I'm better, it starts to bring back those bad memories of like where my head was at when I played it the first time, or when I was replaying it. And so I have to leave a lot of games that I may have liked and everything like that. I have to leave them for even longer because I don't want to trigger those bad memories again. So MMOs are really good for that. And I recommend anyone struggling with like really bad mental health, if you're ever feeling alone, to try to play like an MMO. Play something with a world, with people. You can Google a lot of good MMOs. Personally, there are MMOs that different servers and everything like that. Like they're LGBT like plus friendly servers, and I went back to that server and I joined up with a new group of people, a new guild. And now I'm talking to people where they may not all be trans, but they're all in that community, and we're all just like trying to escape various things and just try to like talk to each other and just do various things, you know, like it's a guild, so, and it's a game, so like you can go grinding, or you can quest, or you can help people, or role play, or anything like that. Like you can do whatever you want. But the good thing about it is the fact that I can do different things. It's not an excessively difficult game, since most MMOs are very cut and paste, and they're very dry as far as or not necessarily dry, but they're very basic as far as like user commitment. So it doesn't require a lot of excess energy or mental energy to perform actions in the game. And if the game is wide enough and expansive enough, then there's multiple different things for you to do on a day-to-day basis. I can say that for my first, I think, 3 hours, that after I updated my games client and I was playing, I just walked around. I just traveled places in the game, and I just explored the world some more and revisited some places, and that's what I did. I didn't do anything else other than just walk around and explore the world. That's all I wanted to do, was just explore and kind of like travel and get away from things. And I really do encourage anyone who is struggling with like a low point in their mental state right now to try and play either. There are good phone games too. I don't really play many phone games. I don't really like to play too many phone games. But there are good phone games too. But there's a lot of like online like MMOs. And so the thing with like online MMOs too, other than like just expansive communities and everything like that, and like the ability to join up with a group of people and like talk and stuff and hang out, you can be whoever or whatever you want to be. You can make yourself how you picture yourself, and like you can feel comfortable with your character. That's always been something that I personally enjoy in my games. I love a lot of like, I love feeling like I can express myself through a character that looks closer to how I want to look. And it relaxes me it relaxes me to do that. And it may not relax you or anything like that, but it's a good thing being able to insert yourself into a game, or relate to a character in the game and kind of go through it and be like, okay, this is me. I'm experiencing this stuff. Like, this is my story. Like, this is my stuff. And the other thing too, since it's an MMO, a lot of times your characters get ridiculously overpowered, and it gives you a feeling of like you feel like you're strong, and that's another big thing, is feeling like if there is something in front of you, you can deal with it. And for low mental points, that feeling of you can do this, you can win, like you can conquer armies by yourself, or like with like 2 other AIs or whatever, like you can go into this and destroy like conquer this camp because you're just that strong, you're that amazing of a warrior, and like all the AI are like you're basically like the main character and stuff like that. Like it all feels good, and it all helps you, or it helps me, but I think it helps a lot of people. So, but with that too, I also made extensive calls. I tried to talk to a few of my friends, just because it was a low enough point. It didn't really help, unfortunately, and I didn't want to keep like dragging my friends down and like making them feel bad, because it's not their, you know, it's hard to help somebody that's in such a bad place where you can't really say much to, there's not really anything that you can say that'll immediately just like make them better. And that's a hard thing. And it sucks, but that's the gravity of it. And it sucks, but that's the truth of it, you know? But I also reached out to a couple different hotlines, I called a couple different numbers, and I just talked with people, and I really aired out a lot of things. And while that drained me emotionally and mentally, it also kind of helped some of the really big negative emotions. It kind of helped some of those subside and start to wane. Well, then I guess it's not subsiding. That's stupid with words. Anyways, it's starting to decrease, right? And so for anyone who is worried, I'm still not all the way okay, but I'm getting there. I'm taking very good positive steps. I've got a lot of options up for me. In the description of this video, I'm going to actually include a lot of numbers, like hotline numbers for people that are experiencing things like what I experienced this weekend, and they just want somebody to talk to. I'll also, I guess, just link a couple gaming things for anyone, if anyone just feels alone, you know, like a couple games that are helpful, I guess. I mean, I went back to my WoW account, so, and I haven't played WoW in a while, so I'm like, you know, I'm kind of just doing a few things here and there. I haven't really had much time to like play any MMO since like my full-time job. But then, like, leaving my full-time job and working part-time now and, like, doing more stuff, it gives me a bit more freedom and a bit more breathing room to do stuff like this and to help my mental state. So, that's good. But, anyways, yeah. I know that this is a really somber topic, but it's definitely something that is good to talk about in general. And it also just, since it happened to me so recently, it's just a good time to talk about and to try to like bring a couple things out and bring like aware for people. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully in a couple of videos I'll have more of this junk behind me like packed up and a bit more organized and together. I like have some stuff gone, but I don't know. Anyways, bye bye.